Hi, I'm Mahesh Kamath. In this episode, I'm going to talk about women's empowerment. Education is the biggest empowerment you can give anybody. Education makes you broad-minded, it makes you understand things, it makes you be able to express your ideas and exchange ideas. Women are intellectually and emotionally stronger than men. This is a proven fact because if you check every year's 10th standard and 12th standard board rankers, the toppers, most of them are girls. Women were denied education for hundreds of years in this country. Women's education is a part of our recent history. We have to remember Savitri Bai, a social reformer who became the first teacher for girls and started the first girls' school in India. I'm going to tell you the story of Savitri Bai Phule in this episode. Savitri Bai Phule was an Indian social reformer, educationist, and a poet from Maharashtra. Along with her husband, Jyotirao Phule, she played an important role in improving women's rights in India. Savitri Bai and her husband founded one of the first Indian girls' school in Pune at Bhilewara in 1848. She worked to abolish the discrimination and unfair treatment of people based on caste and gender. She is regarded as an important figure of the social reform movement in Maharashtra. Savitribai Phule was born on January the 3rd, 1831 in the village of Naigaon in Satara district of Maharashtra. It's about 50 kilometers from Pune. At the tender age of 9, she was forcefully married against her will, and she realized firsthand the plight of many girls of her age in the society. At the time of her marriage, she had no education. But she was fortunate, however, to get a husband like Jyotirao Phule who gave her understanding and supported her in fulfilling her dreams and aspirations. Jyotirao Phule educated his wife Savitri Bai at his home. After completing her primary education with him, her further education was given by his friends. She also enrolled in 2 teachers training programs. The first one was at an institution run by an American missionary, Cynthia Farrar in Ahmednagar. The second course was at a normal school in Pune. Given her training, Savitri Bai became the first Indian teacher and headmistress. She and her husband decided to stand up against the discrimination and exploitation of women prevalent at that time. She went on to start the first all-women school in Bhilewara in Pune in 1848. The Phules faced strong opposition because of the conservative Brahmin caste and the marginalized caste to which they belonged. The Shudra community had been denied education for thousands of years in India. For this reason, many Shudras and Brahmins began to oppose Jyotirao and Savitri Bai's work and labeled it as evil. By the end of 1851, Savitri Bai and Jyotirao Phule were running 3 different schools for girls in Pune. Combined, the 3 schools had approximately 150 students enrolled. Since the teaching methods were far superior to those used by the government schools, the number of girls receiving education at the Phule school outnumbered the boys enrolled in the government schools. Their work was considered a sin in the cultural and the social texts and beliefs at that time. Every morning when she walked from her home to the school, the people of the high caste used to throw dirt, cow dung and filth at her along with shouting bad words. It is said she carried 2 saris in a bag and changed into a second clean sari when she reached her school each day. She endured a lot for women's education, and this cannot even be imagined by us today. The Phules moved in with the family of one of Jyotirao's friends, Mr. Usman Sheikh. It was there that Savitri Bai met Fatima Begum Sheikh. Fatima went on with Savitri Bai to the normal school and they both graduated together. She was the first Muslim woman teacher of India. Fatima and Savitri Bai opened a school in the Sheikh's home in 1849. Women falling prey to sexual harassment and those that became pregnant because of it were often found committing suicide or finishing off their newborns in fear of banishment by the society and the cultural norms at that time in India. Seeing such cases, she decided to open a care center named Bal Hatya Pradibandhak Griha infanticide prohibition house for pregnant rape victims, and she helped deliver their children. Savitribai and her adopted son Yeshwant opened a clinic to treat those affected by the worldwide third pandemic of the bubonic plague when it appeared in the area near Pune in 1897. Savitribai died a heroic death trying to save the son of her friend, Mr. Pandurang Balaji Gaikwad. Upon learning that Mr. Gaikwad's son had contracted the plague in the Mahar settlement outside of Mundwa, Savitribai rushed to his side and carried him on her back to the hospital. In the process, Savitribai caught the plague and died at 9 p.m. on the 10th of March 1897. In a letter to Jyoti Rao, Savitribai told a story about a boy to be lynched by his fellow villagers for having a love relationship with a woman of a lower caste. At that time, Savitribai had intervened. She wrote, "I came to know about their murderous plan. I rushed to the spot, shouted and scared them away, pointing out the grave consequences of killing the lovers under the British law. They changed their mind after listening to me." This story is really heart-touching, and this woman is a national hero. And I bow to Savitribai Phule. I hope you enjoyed this video. We have to remember Savitribai Phule and many other such wonderful social reformers who have given so many wonderful things to us. Thank you. Namaste.